Hello and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the channel my Aston Martin Vantage VAS AMR. Here it is, it's back now. I realise the car hasn't been on the channel for a while, and loads of you have been asking, where is it, what are you doing with it, why aren't you filming with it? The first reason being, I've been very, very busy. Second reason being, I've had some exciting stuff to do with the 912, Pista, and all the rest of it. So my little Aston over here hasn't had much love. However, that is all about to change. Kicking off with this video, I'm about to embark on a little project with the Aston. We're going into winter. However, I've booked it in for quite a lot of exciting stuff. So I'm going to run through that in this video, and I'm also going to prep it ready for winter, and I'm going to give it some TLC with the help of Avalon King, which I'll get onto very, very shortly. So I'm going to work on the car. I'm actually going to be ceramic coating the car today myself. As I do that, I'm going to run through the plans for the car because they're going to be quite drastic. Not everyone's going to agree with them, although actually I think 99% of you probably will. Some really cool stuff happening with this car, not just an exhaust for once on YouTube. And no, I'm not wrapping it chrome. So anyway, without further waffle, without further procrastination, I'm going to take you through exactly what I'm doing to the car today and my project with the car as well. So let's go. So before the video kicks off then, I am going to say, look at it just sat there, but you'll be asking already, what is this box on here? So today then, I will be ceramic coating the car myself. Now, ceramic coating is something that you usually associate with kind of professional detailers doing. However, I will be doing it myself. We will not be steaming in and coating it immediately though. We will need to be doing bits to the car first and foremost. So this then is the first box you need to use before you ceramic coat your car yourself. Bit of a mouthful there. This is the kit. The ceramic coating is in there. The nano ceramic coating is inside this little box here, and that's the silver little box. Very, very cool packaging. Anyway, I will be getting this out in a second and coating the car. But firstly, well, I've already done it. Like on Blue Peter, I've washed the car with this handy wash here, and now no longer in there because the car is now washed. But that comes with a clay mitt, which we'll get onto, and also another mitt as well for washing the car. So I've already done that. I've saved you the bother of sitting through and watching me wash a car, which you'll be delighted to hear. However, it is now time to get the clay mitt out of this box. It is in here. This is quite hard doing it with one hand actually. There is a clay mitt inside here. It looks like an ordinary mitt, but on the other side we have clay. So for those of you who don't know, not familiar with detailing, clay is very good because it picks up contaminants from paint. So you'll see there's lots of little clay bits on there. That comes in the box. What you do then, you mix some of the wash actually back into a bucket, which we'll be doing shortly. My assistant Mahmood is fetching me a bucket. He says he is. There's a Lamborghini being washed over there. There's my friend Sonu's car. Anyway, my helpful assistant is fetching me a bucket anyway. So that will go into a bucket, and then I will give the whole car a little wipe down with that, and that removes any of the contaminants from the paint before we go and then apply ceramic coating. All very excited. I'm excited to see the results actually. And this is the first time I've actually done any detailing stuff myself. It's very, very simple because it comes with instructions. Very, very simple instructions actually. Simple, even for someone like me. So here we go. So yeah, we've got very, very simple instructions here. We've got the wash stage. We've got the prep lubrication and the claying stage, as we see there. We are about 6 here. So, oh, thank you. You've got a bucket. Good work, lad. Yeah, I can see it, mate. Thank you. So at this stage here, so let me get on with that. And then once we've done all this, I must stress at this stage, the polishing stage is not for me because this car is still pretty much brand new. It's done barely any miles, and I've not actually really had it out in many adverse weather conditions. It's not been kind of trashed. It's got about 1,200 miles on the clock. So polishing does not apply at this stage. There's no swells. The paintwork's absolutely immaculate. So we can wipe out this bottom layer. We'll finish with the claying, and then we'll get on to ceramic coating. Here we go then, mixing this up. It says about 60 milliliters per gallon of water or something. So nice and scientific. 60 milliliters. Does that look like 60 milliliters, Mahmood?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we will actually measure it out properly, but I'm holding a camera here, so there we go, chuck it in there. Let's get claying. Right, now time to get claying. We'll give it a little dip in here. I'll put some lube on here, nicely lubed up. And then the idea of the clay is basically the clay is very good at picking contaminants out of paint. As I say, the front end is PPF. So you just give it a little rub over. Don't rub too hard, don't go mental on it, so you're breaking into the panels. You should be able to feel actually some of the contaminants being pulled out of the paint. You should feel a little bit of resistance. As I said, this is PPF. There's not many miles on this car, so I can't actually feel a huge amount coming out of the paint. Anywho, I'll be going around the whole car, doing this, and then it'll be time to dry it off and apply some ceramic coating. So catch up with me in a few minutes. Right, a small amount of time has passed. The car is now clayed. Contaminants are now hopefully out of the paint / PPF. One thing I want to touch on at this point as well, you may notice what I'm doing, and the sun is out today, but you don't actually want to be doing this in a sunny, hot environment, because when you put the ceramic coating on, if it dries too quickly, that can really ruin it. So your best bet is doing it in a cool and dry, kind of covered environment. Today we're okay, we're in the shade, and we're going to be in the shade for most of the day, so we're absolutely fine. There's a bit of a breeze, it's quite nice and cool in the shade, but you do not want to be doing this in piping sunshine. That's actually really, really important. If the paintwork is hot when you apply ceramic coating, it'll dry too quickly, and that messes it up. Probably should have told you that at the start, but hopefully you've watched this entire video before you've given this a go, and you're not kind of attempting it live, so to speak. So, now it's time to get on with some ceramic coating. And I'm actually going to tell you, sorry I forgot about this, I'm actually going to tell you what I'm going to do with the car. Promise. Here then, we have the ceramic coating in a box. I'm trying to open it one-handed, it's not very graceful. Here we go. Inside the box then, we have ceramic coating itself. However, underneath we have a little towel, we have another little cloth in here, and we have, thankfully, some instructions as well. My brother has arrived. Hello. What happens here then is you wrap this little cloth around this brick, and then you start coating the car. So, I'm gonna need more hands. Let's get going. First today, you add a few drops of said liquid to the sponge. And then you wipe a thin layer across the car, as you see. You continue to spread it in a crisscross pattern until you completely cover the section. Add drops as needed. And then you let it sit for 1 to 5 minutes. And that's the bit I was saying about making sure the car's not too hot. And then you move to the next panel, and you do it panel by panel. You go back buffing it all off. As I say, all the instructions are very, very simple, and I'm going to crack on with it right now, but I need more hands. A few drip drops on here. Whee! A thin layer over the car. And then basically, just do what the instruction says. So, you don't want to watch me doing that. I'm going to go over the whole car. Catch up with me shortly. So I've done the application to this wing here. Not that you'd really know it. Now it's time to give it a little buff off after 1 to 5 minutes. We're buffing, we are buffing, we are buffing. That panel is now completely ceramic coated, and of course the rest of the car will be done. So then the crux of the video, what am I actually doing with this car? Well, you may remember that I actually took this car to Quicksilver. A number of months back I got a titanium box fitted to the exhaust. It is rather loud, but it's left me wanting more. So I actually spoke to the chaps at a place called Bamford Rose. People into their Astons will know Bamford Rose due to their connections with the kind of the GT4 teams and the racing and all the rest of it, and all the incredible work they do. However, I spoke to them recently and I said, what can we do with this car? And they said, well, TG, there's a number of things we can do with the car. We can do all sorts. So come around the car with me. Come around the car. Starting at the back of the car then, we can, obviously they offer a number of exhaust systems. I already have an exhaust system on there. I will be swapping that out, and I will also be going one step further, doing headers, manifolds, and a rear box as well with them. That should be basically a straight through exhaust. So the sound it's got now, it will sound 10 times more aggressive. The other thing they're going to do on the car as well, they're going to fiddle around with the suspension. The ride is a little bit soft at the moment. The hills of Monaco, it was a little bit soft. So they'll be fiddling around with the suspension as well and tweaking that to be more kind of race-like, and improving the handling. I suspect they might drop it slightly, but the dampers and springs and whatever, I will do some full detail on that when the car goes in. But that is the plan as it stands. And one other thing as well is a racing clutch. So the clutch will also be changed as well into a racing clutch, which is all very exciting. So this car is going to get a complete transformation. It should pick up another 20, 30 brake horsepower, something like that, maybe more. Full stats and the full work will be on my channel coming to this car And I've also decided I probably will be going for the front splitter as well, so that might be done at the same time. All very exciting stuff. Anywho, the car will be fully ceramic coated over the next sort of half an hour or so, and I must say it's been very, very easy to do. I'm excited to kind of see the results. As you all know, with ceramic coating, if water falls on the car, it literally just falls off. It protects the paint. It's a really, really important thing to do. Many people get detailers to do it, but you can actually do it yourself. Avalon King have made a really nice kit that means that you can do it all yourself. If you have the right conditions, which this is the ideal conditions for it, you can do it yourself. And it's the first time I've seen a car even clean in a while, let alone fully protected and fully coated. Really, really cool. Make sure you check out Avalon King anyway. I'll leave their details on the screen. Make sure you check them out on Instagram. They're huge in the US. They do some really cool stuff. There's some really cool people over there, so make sure you go and check out their Instagram. From me then, I'm gonna get back on with my weekend. Hopefully you found that interesting, how you ceramic coat your own car. It's nowhere near as daunting as I thought. You do need to be quite careful though. You need to follow the steps, the preparation steps before you start applying ceramic coating, because you can bond the ceramic to the paint in a state that is not ready for it, and you can really kind of screw it up. But providing you follow the steps is actually really, really easy. Make sure you hit Avalon King anyway. Go and check them out. I'll leave the links below. There may well be an exclusive on there for TG viewers, so go and check that out. I'll leave in the pinned comment and in the description. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe and stay tuned for the work on my Aston. Bye for now.